daily regimen and you only want to swallow one capsule, well, we have the answer. Andrew brings us his Essential One. And it's interesting because when you see other vitamin products out there that say you only need to take one a day, one tablet a day or one capsule a day, you would be shocked when you see what they put in their product, what they put in their one product compared to what Andrew is able to put into his one capsule a day product. Now, for our birthday month, we have lots of great choices, big savings here as well, a 30, a 60, a 180, or a 360 count. You can see if you go with the 360, and it's obviously one a day, so that's about a year's supply. For a whole year, you're at $109.90. You're saving $40, $20, $8, or $5 off. Everything's free shipping, and the two larger choices are also being offered on FlexPay for you. But it's a great way to be sure you're covered, right? Kind of a nice foundation to help all of your other products work better because you know you're getting all of those essential vitamins and minerals that your body needs. And
more than covered, because our separate multivitamin here might be a single capsule daily, but you're getting the equivalent of a separate vitamin D. 2,000 IU of vitamin D. My separate vitamin D, 360 capsules of that, is probably going to be about $40 or $50 on its own. And then you get the equivalent of a separate B12. You're getting 250 micrograms of vitamin B12. And not the typical B12 that is cyanocobalamin that you find in supermarkets and pharmacies and almost all the products out there, probably 99.9% of them. And when your body, if it's lucky enough to absorb it, could liberate some cyanide, a poison, trace amounts. It just has no place in a multivitamin. Methylcobalamin is the proper way to deliver it because that's the natural coenzyme form of B12 in your body. So just the vitamin D and B12 alone justify the purchase of this, and because you're getting them in separate quantities. And those are the two vitamins that are most commonly deficient. And most Americans, if you're not supplementing vitamin D, 80 to 100% are deficient in vitamin D, and B12 is not far behind. So you get both of those in separate quantities because they're so important in a once daily multivitamin that's easy to swallow. If you look at this chart, it gives you a sense of what's in the product also. Lutein, lycopene, zeaxanthin at high levels, those three ingredients at high levels, if we could kind of zoom in, those carotenoids are probably, I would say, roughly 1/3 the cost of the product.
Wow.
The lutein, lycopene, and zeaxanthin, which is why you do not see them in the leading multivitamins. And if you do, you see a tiny amount of just lutein, tiny amount of maybe lycopene, never zeaxanthin. But those three ingredients, by adding them in at these kinds of levels, that's what attributes, I think, at least 1/3, maybe more of the cost of the product. So it's a product that at one capsule daily, it really respects your requirements. I mean, probably the lutein and lycopene in there is roughly equivalent to what you might be getting in your diet or more on a daily basis. So it's the kind of multivitamin that you will not be able to find in any supermarket or pharmacy or discount store also. Not only if you look at the ingredients and the potency, but its purity. And not only if you look at that, if you look at the fact that all the products you see in those stores are in tablets, hard to swallow, artificial colors, upset your stomach. This is a product that's an ultrafine powder in a capsule that will be easy to swallow. It'll be a pleasure to take.
Yep, and by the way, if you have a minute, go read the reviews because it's a big customer pick, as one would imagine. I want to show you, this is a good example because indeed it is a multivitamin that has all of the essential things that you need. And if you were buying these products separately, for example, if you were buying just a 360 count, just a 360 count of the B12, 250 micrograms, that would be almost $70. Boom, right there. I mean, for $109, you're getting this plus so much more. The vitamin D3 is in here. That would be a $65 product. And then the calcium's in here, the vitamin C's in here, the magnesium's in here. I mean, then this would be if you were buying, and a lot of people do buy these things separately, but how cool that it's all in here for you and much, much more on top of that. You're already at over $200, right? And at $109.90, no wonder people love this product so much. It does not even compare. There's not another one capsule a day or one tablet a day product that can even hold a candle. In fact, Andrew's brought some of the leading multivitamins to show you. First of all, they're tablets, they're not capsules. And you know, when we say tablet in a derogatory way, the truth of the matter is, and I thought it was remarkable when you were talking about a while back, when you get the ingredients, when they get the ingredients, they already come in a powdered form.
Yep. Yeah, they're all in
then
powders.
they have to go through a lot of rigmarole
Oh, they have to
make rocks.
Well, and then they have to add colors. Those,
right.
And I could make those colors naturally. They choose to make them synthetically using artificial colors, which I just find baffling to me. So they beat us on size. Theirs are bigger. And unfortunately, those products are going to be difficult to swallow. How they've decided these shapes are going to be easy for a human being to get down, and if you break it in half, then you have sharp edges. But again, the only person who benefits in a tablet is the manufacturer. They're cheap and easy to make. They throw in all those additives. They basically glue it together, and then they put it in a mold, and they slam it under enormous pressure to make that tablet. My product's not very pretty. It's beige. it's a very ordinary beige. You see it right there. It's a small capsule, and all it contains is an ultrafine powder. So what we managed to do is we specify very carefully the granulation of all the powders, because we want all the powders to blend efficiently. So what we do when we make our product, we blend them. That's it. We had nothing else. The vitamins, the minerals, and the carotenoids that we get in that product, we blend them together. We make sure the blend is perfectly, evenly, homogeneously done, and then we put it in a capsule without lubricants or flowing agents or additives. I mean, that is, I think, the height of respect as a vitamin manufacturer. I don't disrespect you by using deceptive colors. You don't need to see a pretty color in your multivitamin. You just want to make sure the vitamin is giving you what you need, and you're not putting things in your body that you don't want. And that, I think, is the most respect any vitamin manufacturer could show you. The trouble is, most vitamins are made by someone else. They're made by a contract manufacturer that is disconnected from the company that's selling the product. We make everything, and I take everything as well. And I'm someone who, I don't like things that are hard to swallow. I don't like anything going into my body that isn't benefiting me, that isn't healthy. So that's how we make all our products.
Everything not just made here in America, in Henderson, Nevada, made with solar energy, made it with the utmost highest level of integrity a manufacturer could possibly have. There is zero carbon footprint left behind. So along with the fact everything's made with solar energy, made with the finest ingredients, all natural ingredients, even the bottles are recyclable, but they're made out of recycled material. So, I mean, every possible way to make a great product is what Andrew and his company focuses on.
In fact, that was something we had to force. There were no vitamin bottles made of what's called post-consumer resin. Why use virgin resin? Why use petroleum-based plastic to make new bottles? We wanted to make our bottles out of recycled plastic. So that was something we had to force the industry to respond to. So we've always done that. Our plastic is recyclable. And believe me, I'm doing everything I possibly can to figure out alternatives even to plastic. But that's why we make our large size so efficient and so affordable.
Yep.
When I find out that most of the vitamins purchased on the internet are purchased in 30-day supplies, so at $20, which ends up being very expensive. Right. When you look at my hair, skin, and nails, you could buy a 2-year supply of that, and it costs you, what, about $3 or $4 a month?
Right.
So it's more economical to buy a larger supply. Plus, what a gift to the planet. Beyond eliminating a couple of dozen bottles when you buy a 1 or a 2-year supply, but what you're also doing in this day and age, you've just eliminated 24 deliveries to your house.
Right.
And that's an enormous carbon footprint. So as much as we might not be going to the store to get things, it only really helps if we're making sure we're doing something in an efficient fashion. And that's why I make these. I don't call them we call them sort of our economical size, but we call it our ecological size. It's logical to be more economical, and it's better for the planet.
Well, like you said, that's why the 30 count's always here for you as a try me, but there are what, 12 of these.
And
here,
if you do the math, just do the math, a 30 count, 12 of those at $16 is going to be $192 if I did the math correctly.
Right.
So that's $192, but 12 of those in that 360 count is 109.
There you go.
So you save $83 and you're just getting one delivery. It's more efficient for you, it's more efficient for the planet.
I love it.
We make it hard to say no to do something right for the planet. That's my goal.
Andrew thinks of everything.
Well, I try.
You do, he does. All right, we're gonna wrap this up. Thank you all so much. We have a real quick special coming up next. This hour always